Imagine standing in one of the hottest, most desolate places on our planet. This is the Afar region of Ethiopia. Now imagine the ground beneath your feet suddenly, violently, tearing itself open. That isn't a scene from a science fiction movie. It happened. On a September day in 2005, the Earth itself put on a spectacular and terrifying show. An earthquake shook the land, and a volcano, Mount Dabahu, erupted with tremendous force. The local Afar people saw the sky fill with ash and smoke, and they felt the ground tremble in a way it never had before. This was not just another eruption, it was the birth announcement of a new geological feature. In the aftermath of this dramatic event, something astonishing was revealed. A gigantic crack, a fissure, had opened up in the desert floor. This was no small fracture. Over the course of just a few days, this tear in the Earth's crust grew to be an incredible 35 miles long, or about 60 kilometers. The ground on either side of this new chasm had been pushed apart by as much as 8 meters. Think about that. In less than a week, a piece of land, the length of a major city marathon, had been unzipped by the immense forces lurking just beneath the surface. It was a raw, visceral display of the power that shapes our world, a power we rarely get to witness so directly and so rapidly. The immediate impact on the local nomadic communities was profound. While thankfully no human lives were lost in the initial eruption and rift formation, the event was devastating for their livelihoods. The volcanic ash poisoned the sparse vegetation that their animals relied upon for survival. Reports from the region told a sad story of loss, with hundreds of goats and camels, the cornerstones of the Afar economy and way of life, perishing in the aftermath. The very ground they had walked for generations had transformed overnight, a stark reminder that the planet we live on is a dynamic, ever-changing body, operating on timelines and scales that dwarf our own human experience. For scientists, this event was a geological jackpot. It was like being able to watch continental drift, a process that usually takes millions of years, happen in fast forward. Researchers flocked to the area, eager to study this newborn rift. They saw it as a unique, real-time laboratory for understanding how continents break apart and how new oceans are born. The Dabahu fissure wasn't just a local phenomenon, it was a surface-level expression of a massive injection of magma from deep within the Earth, a process that is fundamentally reshaping the African continent. This crack in the desert was a window into the deep, powerful engine that drives our planet. To understand this giant crack, we need to zoom out, way out. We need to look at our planet from space. The Earth's surface, its crust, isn't one solid piece. It's broken into giant, continent-sized slabs called tectonic plates. These plates are constantly in motion, floating on the semi-molten mantle beneath them. They drift, they collide, and sometimes they pull apart. The place where the Dabahu fissure appeared is special. It's a location known as a triple junction, a point where 3 of these massive plates are all moving away from each other. In this cosmic tug-of-war, the Nubian, Somali, and Arabian plates are all slowly, inexorably separating. This process of separation is called rifting. The entire region is part of a much larger feature, the Great Rift Valley, a colossal series of geological trenches that stretches for thousands of kilometers, all the way from the Middle East down to Mozambique. It's a place where the African continent is literally being torn in two. The force driving this incredible separation comes from a massive upwelling of superheated rock from deep within the Earth's mantle, a superplume that pushes up on the crust from below, stretching it, thinning it, and causing it to break. The 2005 event was just one dramatic episode in this long, ongoing story of continental breakup. The movement of these plates is usually imperceptibly slow. They drift apart at a rate of just a few centimeters per year, about the same speed that your fingernails grow. For millions of years, this slow, steady stretching has been shaping the landscape of East Africa, creating deep valleys and strings of volcanoes. But the 2005 Dabahu event showed us that this slow dance can sometimes have very fast, very violent steps. The magma that had been accumulating beneath the crust finally found a weak point and burst through, injecting itself into the rift like a wedge and forcing the plates apart in a sudden dramatic jump. This event allows us to see the very first stages of a new ocean basin forming on dry land. Usually, this process happens deep beneath the sea, hidden from our view at mid-ocean ridges. But here, in the Afar desert, we can walk right up to the edge and look down into a baby ocean. The 60-kilometer-long fissure is the surface expression of a massive underground wall of solidified magma, known as a dike. This dike acts like a seam, stitching new crust into the gap created as the plates pull apart. It is the fundamental mechanism by which our planet creates new land and reshapes its face over geological time. The Afar region is a land of extremes, one of the most inhospitable environments on the face of the Earth. It holds the record for the highest average temperature for an inhabited location anywhere on our planet. During the day, the heat can be punishing, with temperatures often soaring above 50 degrees Celsius, or 122 degrees Fahrenheit. It is a sun-scorched landscape of salt flats, ancient lava flows, and active volcanoes. Permanent rivers are a rarity here, making water the most precious of all resources. This is the challenging stage upon which the drama of both geology and human survival plays out every single day. Yet, life persists. Around 2 million Afar people call this harsh landscape home. For centuries, they have thrived as nomadic pastoralists, their lives intricately woven into the rhythms of this difficult land. They move with their herds of goats, sheep, and camels, following the scarce patterns of rainfall and vegetation. Their resilience is a testament to the adaptability of the human spirit. They have developed a deep, ancestral knowledge of the land, understanding its subtle signs and knowing where to find sustenance in a place that seems, to an outsider, to offer none. Their survival depends on a delicate balance with their environment. The very geology that makes the region so volatile also provides an unexpected lifeline. In a land with almost no surface water, the Afar people have learned to harvest it directly from the air. The same volcanic heat that powers the rifting process creates hydrothermal vents, cracks in the ground where superheated water vapor rises from the depths. The Afar people build simple, ingenious stone structures over these vents. As the hot, moist steam rises and hits the cooler stones, it condenses into liquid water, which they collect drop by drop. They are, in a very real sense, drinking from the breath of a volcano. This remarkable adaptation highlights a profound connection between the people and the geology of their home. They live on the front lines of planetary change, experiencing its tremors and eruptions firsthand. The 2005 event was a destructive force, but the ongoing volcanic activity is also a source of life-giving water. Their existence is a powerful reminder that even in the most extreme corners of our world, life finds a way. The Afar people are not just passive observers of Earth's power, they are active participants, coexisting with the immense forces that are slowly, and sometimes violently, remaking their world from the ground up. What does this crack in the Ethiopian desert mean for the future? For geologists, the Dabahu fissure is more than just a scar on the landscape. It is a prophecy written in stone. It is a glimpse into a future that is millions of years away, but one that the laws of physics and geology make almost certain. The slow, relentless separation of the Nubian and Somali plates will continue. The Great Rift Valley will keep getting wider and deeper. The crust beneath it will continue to thin, stretching like taffy, until it finally breaks completely. And when it does, something transformative will happen. Scientists predict that in a period of about 5 to 10 million years, the process will reach a critical point. The low-lying Afar Depression, which is already below sea level in many places, will finally sink low enough for the waters of the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden to come rushing in. A torrent of seawater will flood the expanding Rift Valley, submerging the desert landscape we see today. Where there are now salt flats and volcanoes, there will be a new body of water. A new ocean will be born, cleaving a huge slice of East Africa, including parts of Ethiopia, Kenya, and Tanzania, away from the rest of the continent. This will create a new, massive island, sometimes called the Somali Plate Island, adrift in this new ocean. The map of Africa will be fundamentally redrawn. Countries that are currently landlocked, like Uganda and Zambia, could suddenly find themselves with brand new coastlines, their economic and political fortunes changed forever. This isn't wild speculation. We know this process happens because we can see the evidence of it in the past. The Atlantic Ocean, for example, was formed when the supercontinent Pangaea broke apart, separating the Americas from Europe and Africa in a very similar way. We are witnessing the very first chapter of that same story repeating itself. So, when we look at that 35-mile crack in Ethiopia, we are not just seeing the result of a single volcanic eruption, we are looking across a vast expanse of time. We are seeing a connection between the momentary shake of an earthquake and the epic slow-motion dance of continents over millions of years. We are witnessing the same forces that separated South America from Africa, now at work creating a new sea in the heart of the mother continent. The Earth is a living, breathing, dynamic world, and the ground beneath our feet is not as solid as it seems. It is a story of destruction and creation, and it's happening right now.